Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing really well on this Friday afternoon. I hope you've had a brilliant week and you got lots accomplished. I did, and this is my first full week going out every single day just to see how my stamina patterns were. And so far, so good. Everything's fine. I can handle doing pretty much what I used to do. So I think I can pretty much go back to my schedule of working and going out and about as from next week. So I'm happy about that. Okay, so today I just want to talk about the need to sometimes let people get burnt. You know, like with a child, you tell that child, stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that. Sometimes you explain, sometimes you don't explain, but you're telling a child to not do a particular thing, and that child insists upon doing that thing. And then when they, i.e., proverbially get burnt, that's when they stop. I realise that in a particular situation I'm in right now, I have got to let the individual concerned get burnt because all other methods of trying to reach them are simply not working. So I'm in a situation where I've been working with a particular individual, trying to help them get their life on track, make wise choices for their future, etc, etc. I thought that we were making headway based upon the information that they were giving me, at least. There were some things I did observe in their behaviour that I did challenge when they arose, but apart from that I thought that we were heading in the right direction. Well, this week I realised that we weren't heading in the right direction at all. Through a set of circumstances, this individual has just actually been presented with a tiny little piece of something that makes her look good, but missing out all the other things that negate that one thing that she has done. And just through hours worth of conversation this week, I realised that this individual is one of those people who I'm going to have to allow to get burnt. Because no matter what I have tried, no matter what her parent has tried, no matter what her extended family has tried, she is very determined to live an antisocial lifestyle. She is very determined to put herself in harm's way. She is very determined to not use the tools that I have given her and that her parents have given her to do better with her life. So we're just going to have to stand back and let her fall. And I never thought it'd get to that with her. There was a point where it was kind of touch and go. I wasn't quite sure, is she being serious? Is she not being serious? Am I making headway with this chick? Am I not making headway? But based upon what she was saying to me, I thought that we were. But then I've had opportunity of this last couple of days just to like look back from the very first moment I've met this individual until now. And really and truly, nothing's changed. In fact, in some respects, she's actually gotten worse. And it's because this individual doesn't respect the help that she's been given. She doesn't respect that people are around her to try and help her. She's actually taken liberties with that. Well, I can do whatever I want to do, and there's always going to be someone here to come and pick me up, or there's always going to be someone here to come like make that problem disappear or take care of that issue. So I don't actually have to take any responsibility for myself, my own life. And that was, I wouldn't say it was really shocking, because I kind of was thinking along those lines anyway, because as I was reflecting on our conversations, and I was reflecting on certain things that she said and certain attitudes that she had, it was always going to be a bit touch and go. But this week I really realised I have to let this individual go, and I have to let them run into that fire that they're so desperate to run into, and let them get burnt. I have to. Because nothing that is being done for this individual is having the desired effect that it should do. This person's got so much support around them. I know that there are others, if they had even a fraction of the support, if they had one person in their corner that would support them, they'd do wonders with their life. They'd really blossom, do you know what I mean? They'd just become amazing people. But this individual, she likes the attention. She likes the attention on her. And as long as the attention's on her, the attention's on her because she's messing up, right? So if we, why she doesn't want that tension to go away, so she's going to keep on messing up, which is a kind of really screwy way of looking at things. So it's come to a point where I'm going to have to just say, listen, I've got to wash my hands of you because this isn't working. You are not partnering with me to make this work. So there is actually no point in my trying to mentor you or counsel you, because it's not going anywhere, because you're not appreciating what I'm doing. You're not appreciating the time, the effort, the energy I'm trying to spend with you. You're not listening to the things I'm telling you. You're not picking up the tools I'm giving you and using them. You're just determined that no matter what, you are going to live life your way on your terms, even though you are not capable of making reasonable, rational decisions right now, because you're all about the excitement that comes from living an antisocial lifestyle. So I'm going to have to cut her loose. And it just really got me thinking. It's like, because you hear these reports, like particularly when they're talking about gang members or antisocial people, it's like, if they had someone to get around, like if they had a parent who listened to them, or if they had mentors or this or that or this or that, everything would have been so much different. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And this is like the second time I've seen that. There's this boy, we used to go to the same church, and I was his Sunday school teacher, one of his Sunday school teachers. And this was another one who from a very young age was determined not to do what is right, wanting to do his own thing, wanting to live life on his own terms at the age of 8, not wanting to acknowledge any sort of authority figure or anything. And he ended up stabbing someone while he was at the age of 12. That was the first time he did that. Now, his life has now come full circle. He's now a motivational speaker and whatever. But I have to admit, I'm not motivated by his transformation in life. Maybe that's just me being cynical or whatever. But for me, the fact is, there was no reason for him to have been like that anyway. He made a conscious choice that I am going to pick up a knife and I am going to stab somebody because this is what I want to do. He's like, now it's all changed and he's getting all these accolades or whatever. But I'm like, I'm not even interested in your story. You put your parents through hell on purpose because you wanted to be antisocial. Nothing going to happen to you. You just decided that you wanted to be antisocial. And many people paid for that decision. So yes, all great and whatnot, whoopity great for you that you're now, a speaker, and that's now your antisocial past is now being used to steer other people away from the path, but you knew not to go on that path in the first place. There's no reason for you to have ended up where you ended up. So to me, it's not a motivational, inspirational kind of story he has. So me personally, other people might find him motivational, other people might find him inspirational. I personally don't, because when you have the support, you have the love, you have everything you need to thrive and become a great person, and you choose not to embrace that, not to take advantage of that and become all you can be, I'm sorry, I personally don't respect that at all. I don't respect that at all. Not at all. There's something, I'm not a fan of bloody-mindedness or illogical, unreasonable behaviour. I'm just not a fan. I just don't have the temperament for it. I'm just not that way inclined. So I think what's frustrating me with this particular individual I'm mentoring is that I can see the potential that she has. And I'm pretty certain if she was just stop blustering and I'm going to do what I want to do, I'm going to do what I want to do, I'm going to do what I want to do, and just stop and look, she's actually quite a smart individual. She's capable actually of literally going all the way. The only thing that stands in her way is her poor decisions. That's it. She has been given every possible opportunity to thrive, to succeed, to be great, but she just wants to live for right here, right now, despite the fact that she has friends who have died doing this, having this kind of attitude that she has. Despite all of that, she's not fazed by, I want to do what I want to do. Okay, off you go. And let's see where you end up doing what it is you want to do. And you can even apply it to in relationships. I mean, okay, those are like a mentoring sort of relationship. But if you're in a relationship where there's a friendship or a romantic relationship with somebody and they're not partnering with you to make the thing work, you've got to walk away. You've really got to walk away. And that's why I'm walking away from this particular individual. They are not partnering with me to become successful. They're not partnering with me to become their best possible selves. They're not. So it's like, well, why would I continue to give my time to this individual? It makes more sense to me to cut it off there and go and find somebody who I can work with, who will listen to what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying? Where I could possibly be the only positive influence they have in their life. This girl's got multiple positive influences, and she's just treating us all the same way. Pretty much treating us like we're mugs, basically. So I'm like, well, I've got things to do. There are other people that can be mentored, and if you're not going to partner with me, let's just both go separate ways. But in any scenario, like I said, if you are in a situation where the person is not partnering with you either to make a relationship work, or you're the one doing all the work, you're the one that's giving, and they're just taking, they're just sucking the wind and the life out of you, you've got to realise that this individual is treating you that way because you're allowing them to treat you that way. And I don't mean that in a condescending, judgmental way. Human beings, being what they are, will always try and get away with things. We want to see what we can get away with. But if you make it quite clear, you cannot get away with this with me, they will stop and they will move on. They'll either stop and change, or they'll stop and move on to try and find someone else they can mug off. And those are just the facts. So where people are, where people are determined to get burnt by the fire, let them get burnt by the fire. Where they're determined to not partner with you, where they are determined to not be their best possible selves and present their best possible selves. We're not trying to do any soul searching. We're not trying to grow, to develop, to mature, anything. You've got to cut them loose. You've got to think about yourself in that kind of situation. Do you know what I mean? Think of it as a dead weight dragging you down. You've got to cut that and keep on doing what you're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit disappointing, I must admit, because I was really enjoying the mentoring. I was really enjoying it. You think, wow, I'm getting through, and oh my gosh, this girl can be anything she wants to be, and that's still true. But as someone said, everybody has potential, but not everybody reaches their potential because of poor choices, poor attitudes, poor work practices. It's a shame. It doesn't need to be that way for her, but this is what she's chosen. So I've just got to let her. She wants to get burnt. Okay, get burnt. And then if you are sobered up by that time, give me a call and we'll see about trying to make a path for your life from there on in. But only if that burning has resulted in some kind of personal epiphany. If the burning has just resulted in you trying to still finesse people and still trying to get your own way, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to be crispy and miserable. Have you ever been in a situation where you're trying to help somebody and you've had to cut them off because they're not taking your help, but they keep coming back to you, they keep expecting you to pick up the pieces when they fall? How long did you tolerate that for, and what was the end result? Did you walk away? Are you still with them? Are you still allowing them to treat you like that? Just let me know below. Just want to kind of like figure out what people are doing or where people are at. But I would just counsel you personally to say, if you've given something a fair crack, a fair go, and the person is not responding and they're not transforming, they're not changing, they're not partnering with you to go forward, you've got to unhitch your wagon and go it alone. So I'd love to hear from you. Just let me know what your thoughts are on this, and like if you've ever been in that kind of situation, what did you do? How did you handle it? Are you in that situation now? And we can have a conversation about it. So I hope you have a great Friday, and I will see you again next week. Bye.